million, something like that, a mile up the Copper Creek Trail, working our way up to the top of the Monarch Divide. Started at 5,050 feet, I believe, and we're going to end up somewhere over 10,000 feet. By mile 7, we are going to be hitting off-trail stuff. This is morning of day 2, and we are on our way up our first pass. It's about 10 to 9, and we're summiting. We're about 10 miles into our trail. We're summiting our first pass, Grouse Lake Pass, 11,050 feet. This is the view out behind us. 1 down, 4 to go for today. So we're on our third pass of the day. We just did Windy Ridge. Straight behind me is where we came from. And over that way is the South Fork of the Kings River, cuts down that way, or the Middle Fork, excuse me, and Windy Canyon. And now we're heading out east, and the view just opened up out east, and this is we're pretty sure it's the Palisades right there. Really gorgeous. And we've got 3 passes down today, 3 left. We're going to the right over that shoulder there, Gray Pass, and then we have White Pass and Red Pass, and then we'll call it a day at Marion Lake. So this is the morning of day 3. Yesterday, day 2, we were coming up here at White Pass, and we thought that was the end of White Pass right there, and we thought that that was Marion Peak. So we thought that this was Red Pass. We got up to the top at like 8:30 or something like that. We charged up the top, and then we realized that that was not the pass. And it was pitch black, and we weren't about to come bass down, so we slept in that little notch right there.
It was literally a bump on the top of the mountain.
Yeah, it was a bump.
Like, here's one side of the pass, up and then down.
Yeah.
So we were sleeping with like a big arch for our backs.
Yeah. The third day, and we're working our way up Frozen Lake Pass. We're going to be going up to that notch right there. We came from way down that way. One of 2 or 3 of the most difficult passes on our trip. Yeah, it's really beautiful out there. That's Lake Basin that way to the south. Here we go. Final few feet of Frozen Lake Pass. There's the Upper Basin. This way.
All right, peace out, JMT. Here we come, Cirque Pass. Woo! Right up there.
We just crested Cirque Pass. It was a much longer pass than we thought. We hit a false summit. And we are now looking at the heart of the Palisade. It comes out this way, and you can see North Palisades right there, the 3rd tallest peak in the Sierras. And next we're going over that next pass there, that's Potluck Pass. Out here to the left, looking out west, just more mountains. There's a lake down here. This lake is where you approach all of the Palisades from. Unnamed lake at 11,692, I believe. Just did our final pass of the day, Knapsack Pass. There's Ducey Basin down below. Yeah. It is 4:45, and we just finished the first leg. We just joined up with the Bishop Pass Trail outside of Ducey Basin, and we're about to drop down 2,000 feet into LeConte Canyon. We just came up Muir Pass. It's the famous Muir Hut. Here below us, on the other side of Muir Pass, is Evolution Basin. We have the JMT for 15 miles. So we got to try to make up some serious miles here. We're just passing the final outlet of Evolution Lake here, the final lake in the Evolution Basin. And this is looking down into Evolution Valley below where the JMT goes. But we're going to strike off east Snow Tongue Pass is right there to the right of that divided peak, the two rounded summits there. Final bit up Snow Tongue Pass. That's the view where we came from, back that way and to the left. In Humphreys Basin, we've got 17-ish miles to cover today. That's Humphreys blocked by that tree there. Go down French Canyon and then to Marion Lake and then to the Bear Lakes Basin and then to Lake Italy and then Gabbett Pass. We're leaving the Glacier Divide behind now. It's the boundary between Kings Canyon National Park on the other side. I believe this is Inyo National Forest. The JMT stays west of it. And here's Mount Humphrey.
All right, so we're up on top of Gabbett Pass. Now we gotta slide down the slope. We'll get there. Kind of sick of Talus.
We are partially the way up to Marion Lake right now.
Want to come back here?
Yeah.
Come back.
Feather Pass is next up.
Very far already.
It's 8:39 and we're just finishing up Gabbett Pass, the saddle between Mount Gab and Mount Abbott, right there. It was a welcome respite from two of the most exasperating passes yesterday, Feather Pass and White Bear Pass, I believe. Yeah.
It's gonna be over 12,000 feet in the whole trip.
Yeah. So this is our descent down Gabbett Pass. Just caught our first sight of Ritter and Banner in between here, right in between. And we're gonna be seeing those from here on out. I think they're 38 miles away right now.
We're about to go into the leg of this journey that has the most beautiful lake. Lakes, meadows, all that good stuff.
Dropping down into to the second recess, which is gonna be gorgeous. Hopefully ending at Tully Hole, where we meet the JMT again for another few miles.
My knees are thanking God. Today was bad this morning. You don't realize it until you do the high ride. How much it like stresses your joint. Boulder hopping and downhill, uphill, all that stuff.
The best thing about yesterday was Marion Lake and the meadowlands below it. Elijah's favorite part so far.
That's my favorite place I've ever been to in this world so far.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous. There was a meadow and a beautiful lake a little farther out.
This valley here is second recess, the hanging valley that we just traversed. We dropped all the way down into the main canyon here, Mono Canyon, which is like 9,300. And now we're working our way this very aggressive trail to Laurel Lake. And then after that, we've got two passes, Bighorn Pass and Shadow Relief Pass. We're just finishing up Bighorn Pass. It was a heck of a pass. Way down there you can see Laurel Lake. And the views are spectacular from up here though. Yeah. Jeez. The view out behind us, this has got to be one of the best views we've had of the whole trip. Wow. Shout of relief.
We're officially tonight going to itinerary.
And we are now, this is our first time the whole trip that we've been walking along the main Sierra crest line right now. So the views in all directions are stunning.
Yeah, someday. Yeah, we do.
Down to Mammoth Pass. This is the view to the south from Nancy Pass. You can see the direction we're coming from, that canyon there, that gorge, is where Red's Meadow is at 7,600 feet. And this is the start of the Ritter Range right over here. And this is the direction we're going, north. And right there is the southern spires of the minarets. Just really striking ranges that we've seen so far on this trip. And then Ritter and Banner seen from the backside there. We're just cresting our first pass, White Bark Pass. And last night we slept down below at Ediza Lake, which was definitely our favorite spot so far. This is the Nidiver Lakes below us, and we are spending the whole day traversing around the Ritter Range. Yesterday we got around the minarets there, and that was not easy at all coming around those. And today you can just see Ritter right there.
All right, so we're on top of this pass, right next to the glacier, in between Banner right there, and then Ritter's over there. We got this beautiful blue lake down here. What's it called again? Lake Catherine. The glacier feeds it. It's beautiful.
All right, we're gonna have a safe descent, and we're gonna go hit up Blue Lake Pass right now. And we're on the top of Vogelsang Pass. We've got 8.2 miles till Tuolumne. And this is south. And this is Yosemite Park now. This is our first day in Yosemite Park. About 4 miles or so into our fifth and final leg. Yesterday was our first and only day where we didn't have any cross-country travel. We were in the woods pretty much all day yesterday, which was like a welcome break from the world of stone that was the Ritter Range. We are in the basin that contains the 3 Gaylor Lakes and the 2 Granite Lakes. Going over the Great Sierra Mine Pass, and then the tricky part of the day will be traversing the east ridge of Mount Conness, and then North Peak after that, which is apparently more gentle. At mile 15, we have to get up 700 feet up Sky Pilot Col, probably the only pass about as ugly as Frozen Lake Pass, and that's the main Sierra Crest over there on the right. This is the contact zone between the reddish metamorphic rock on the eastern side of the Sierra Crest, and on the western side of the crest is granite. We just made it up on top of the east ridge of Mount Conness, and now we're at this, what Roper calls an appalling drop-off. That's Cascade Lake up and kind of to the left over there, we're aiming for next. Sky Pilot Col is up on that jagged ridge in the middle of the frame here. That's the Shepherd Crest. That's what we're going over tonight. At the very end of our day, a little smack in the face, and this is looking back down the main Sierra Crest. We are currently working our way up Sky Pilot Col. That's Cascade Lake there on the right. We worked our way up a few hundred feet to this, the Secret Lake, it's called, some sort of tarn, and began our ascent of Sky Pilot Col. This is the first section we just finished. We came up 300 feet. There's the final section right there, that little notch on the left just past the shadow. We were sitting on top of Sky Pilot Col, highest point we've been since Gabbett Pass quite a few days ago. This is the view looking out north. It's amazing. This is the view to the south where we've been coming from. You can see the difference between the white and the red all across there. We're standing on top of Stanton Pass right now, some 11,000 foot something. So right here in this cirque is where we came down last night, and right at the top of it, that col, that's Sky Pilot Col. And then looking off this way, this is the next watershed. This is Spiller Creek Canyon here. And what we're going to do now is work down into that canyon and then work up to that saddle there. That's Horse Creek Pass, our final pass of the trip. And then we just got to go downhill from there for a few miles to Mono Village. Should only be a few more hours. It's short. 11.2 mile day here for our last half day of the trip.
We're just having come up from this meadow. This glorious meadow right there. We came Spiller Creek Canyon, yeah. We came from the saddle right there. Came down and walked up the canyon.
Feeling a mixture of feelings right now. I would say both of us probably a mixture of happiness, but also like definitely sad too that it's over. But happy to see loved ones. Would you agree, Elijah?
Definitely.
Yeah.
This was probably, well, without a doubt actually, the most amazing trip of my life. It was super tough at some parts, but definitely paid off. Some of the views we got to see were insane. They were so remarkable.